Is everybody becoming more unhinged? Lack of in-person social interaction. Without it we don't get conditioned. I can't remember the exact term, but even if you're unaware of it, you're influenced by your peers. Since so many people have been in lockdown for a while, it's becoming foreign to interact normally. Cause anxiety. Leads to a sense of loneliness, which means people are going to find communities online that become their whole life. Like that documentary Behind the Curve, 2018, which shows that people who believe those crazy conspiracies mostly do it to be a part of the community. I see that too. My theory is that the isolation of the pandemic is finally catching up with us. Many people liked being able to just stay home without having to come up with an excuse. Many people developed mental health issues with staying at home too. I think in a way many of us forgot how to socialize. Or worst, don't care anymore about socializing in a healthy way. When isolated people can go down rabbit holes and not have outside information that would counteract their conspiracy theories. Unfortunately, showing facts to them won't change them. Only love and understanding will. Yes, I feel like it's appropriate to compare the anecdotes from your friends to the patients at work. RN here. I've been doing this for almost 19 years and never have I seen patients so rude, angry, violent, and entitled. Let's not even get started on the major uptick in sexual harassment. People have never been more out of control and unhinged than they are today. I think the Rona changed everyone. And not for the better. Let me tell you what I think is the root of the problem. I'm from a very conservative religion, culture. But I became very secular. However, I always viewed religion, culture from the lens of this is what people had to do to make things work. Let me give a hopefully non-controversial example to detach us. I was born in Africa and traditional Zulu culture has a law that says a man cannot marry a woman from the same village. Why would that be? Well, there's probably family politics struggles that can occur if both sets of in-laws are so close together, as well genetic diversity. So ponder this for a minute. A society like the Zulus came up with this law to make their society work. People in crazy situations act crazy. Just like war can lead to PTSD. Family struggles and personal conflicts can lead to depression, anxiety, whatever. When I bring this up to people in Canada, where I live now, they basically say, 1. That's a stupid rule. 2. People should deal with the underlying mental illness. There is some truth to the idea that people should deal with the underlying mental illness via therapy or medications. But what if it is the actual situation that is causing the mental illness? Like, rather than deal with the PTSD from war via therapy, medication, why don't we try not to end up in war to begin with? Wouldn't that be a better way to care for the health of our soldiers? We hopefully should never expect our soldiers to be completely stable in the face of war's brutality. Just take that down the line a little bit. Why put yourself or have society put you in situations that could cause serious mental illness? Be it family struggles, opposite sex struggles, friend struggles. There is a balance in there. But I find people in Canada and the USA have kind of forgotten this. It's not good to put people in a situation where they could lose their kids in divorce, custody. It's not good to put people in a position where they can lose their job in a minute and can't feed their family. It's not good to put people in a position where they have to question the loyalty of their spouse. A lot of people are going to struggle mentally when encountering these kinds of situations. We should be doing our best so the average person doesn't end up in these situations. Yes, as in the Zulu example, it's perfectly possible for a man and a woman from the same village to marry and be happy together. Yet, I venture the tribal elders saw it was such a problem that they had to create a law against it. Maybe only 1/10, made up numbers, worked, maybe for the good of society. We create safety for 9/10 even if life is not optimal for the 1/10. It's a different way of thinking that our leaders need to adapt to. In my view, this mental illness you speak of is because people have no sense of how to be. They can't count on any society to keep them in peace. So they just grasp onto anything. Everything from right-wing conspiracies to wokeism. 1. It used to be that running a TV news operation or producing lots of copies of a daily newspaper took a lot of resources. And so the lone nut cranking out newsletters about alien lizards running the government came across as a lone nut, and he could only print as many copies as he could afford, which limited his reach. But now, the looniest nut can set up a professional-looking website, and people can see it from anywhere in the world online. So the ability to spread looniness has improved. 2. The pandemic has stressed a lot of people out. 3. After 9/11, the government decided the Constitution was too burdensome and just stopped following it. 50 years ago, if you said the government was listening to everybody's phone calls, you were a nut, because the resources to do that just didn't exist. That was just a conspiracy theory. Now, if you say the NSA is spying on everybody's email, you're just paying attention to what's really going on. And when the DNI goes to Congress and says it's not happening, but then Edward Snowden releases tons of documents proving that it is, and the DNI doesn't get in trouble at all for perjury, that sends the message that he was lying and everybody knew it and nobody cares. Unplug. But yes, the world's literally gone mad. It's because the news blasts nothing but extreme negativity 24/7 and they're hurting us with it. Like sheep. Don't worry, take a month off from the news and focus on me time. You'll find that the world's still turning. If we all did this, things would stabilize a bit. Randomly turning the radio dial while driving to work one day, I came across a conservative AM radio show. The host was talking about how the Democrats and the left are undermining and threatening this country in every possible way and getting away with it. I listened to the rhetoric for 40 minutes and felt that regardless of whether you agreed with it or not, it just made you angry listening to it. Yay, time to put the phone away for a bit. Yes. Because narcissists seem to have wrangled control of everything from business to politics. People are reaching the limits of how much BS they're willing to tolerate. Everyone is one edge. 100% how I feel right now. Haha. Everybody, including myself, just seems to be going a little nuts at the moment. The Second Coming by William Butler Yeats. Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed. And everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Surely some revelation is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. The second coming. Hardly are those words out when a vast image out of Spiritus Mundi troubles my sight. Somewhere in sands of the desert, a shape with lion body and the head of a man. A gaze blank and pitiless as the sun is moving its slow thighs, while all about it reel shadows of the indignant desert birds. The darkness drops again, but now I know that 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle. And what rough beast, its hour come round at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born? This is the way the world ends, this is the way the world ends, this is the way the world ends, not with a bang but a whimper. The 24-hour news cycle is mental illness on display. We are a product of what we consume. Yes, people are losing their shit. I have a couple of friends who appear to like to get drunk and look at political memes as a primary hobby. They have rabid opinions about everything and have no idea how much they don't know. It's kind of crazy. No matter what the topic is, they have a strong opinion and act like they know anything more than jack shit. And they're just wrong about almost everything and just keep carrying on. Look how brilliant Putin is. He's playing chess and Biden is playing checkers, lol. Support systems are failing. Money is worth less every day, while rich people are getting richer by the second. It's not just you. Part of it is getting older, of course, but it does feel like the world is spiraling out of control. We live in a time of untrammeled capitalism which doesn't even try to pretend it's going to provide for us. In a period of decreasing social trust as the bonds we used to share divide us. In a world where occasionally for no damned reason someone goes on a shooting rampage and kills like 10 people and we aren't doing anything about it. During a plague we've decided is over more or less because we got bored during the slow collapse of the planetary environment. Nobody is doing anything about it. Nobody can do anything about it. So yeah, we're all under stress. And some of us are becoming unhinged. I think it's the echo chamber effect. I honestly believe so. We live in very bleak times. And we are really starting to see how that's wearing people down. I'm sorry. There is no both sides argument in the slightest anymore. What's the radical left? Trying to take care of everyone in the country with universal health care? Trying to keep women having more rights than a corpse does in this country? The far right has gone absolutely insane. Cult, there is absolutely no equivalent on the left. Honestly, dude. Not trying to be a dick here, but I really think it is an American thing. I live in a developing country that is very multicultural, and aside from worries about the pandemic and ways to stay healthy, nothing has changed. The only people I know that are angrily ranting are American expats. I feel like you guys have zero chance to unplug and your media is driving you insane.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.